Okay. What the hell?
We began to forget the world we know.
Oh, no.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
No. What?
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
It's insane.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
That just leaves Dawn. Is that right? And Edie. Dawn and Edie.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
There wasn't anything for me to interact with Daniel, was there? I wonder if it's going to be... No. Just wondering if there's, you know... Let's carry on. But
it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Just had to pause it there so I get a drink and set off another recording session, because if it crashed I would have lost an hour's worth of gameplay. So.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
Does that not mean a
But I
tsunami's
never
coming?
thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
If the tide comes out, it's got to come back in. It's going to come back in with more force.
For a while, I wondered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
I used to love doing that.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Oh, damn it. So how did she die? Curse claims another victim. Oh yeah. Oh. That was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. The story was impeccable, well told, well acted. Really nice just to wander around. Slow paced game. That was really cool. I enjoyed that. I'm going to let these credits roll. There is a trophy for watching these all the way to the end, which is kind of nice. Oh, there you go. Everything ends. That's for completing the game. I think there's someone in the credits who basically gave them the idea for the trophy list. So you get a trophy for watching the credits long enough to see his name. But I always like to let the credits roll when I play any game because it's just a, you know, it's a way of showing respect to the people who actually made it and all that stuff. So. There you go. So there is one more trophy to get on this game. I need to replay. I can't remember the name of the character. It's the kid who was on the swing. I have to replay that for some reason. But apparently you can just select to replay that story. And yeah. I wonder if any of the people who made this game actually, you know, if these stories are similar in what's happened to some of these people, you know, or they're just, you know, if it is completely fictitious, or did some of these actual events actually happen to these people and that's where the idea came from. It'd be interesting to know. That's pretty cool. So this was my second small indie title. Oh, here we go. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. So replay a story. So it was Calvin I need to replay, I believe. What was I saying? Yeah, this was my second little indie title that I'm going to be doing this year. So once a month I'm going to try and bring complete an indie title, bring it to my channel. Mainly because I tend to play, you know, quite long,
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
hefty single player adventure games. Like I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 at the moment.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Pretty much taking up all of my time. I'm over 100 hours now, but I'm still like, I think I'm less than halfway through the actual content of the game.
How I Want to Remember
Pardon
My
me.
Brother by Sam Finch.
So
The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind,
wait for him to stop
that was
talking
it.
so I'm not talking over him. So I want to play
My
some
brother said
small
he'd die
games
before he
that
ate
don't
another
take too
mushroom.
long to complete,
And
short
he
and
did.
sweet, enjoyable, just to break the monotony of
At
playing
Barbara's funeral,
a game for
we
so long.
swore we'd never be
continuously.
afraid again. And he wasn't.
And there's a lot of
I
great
think
indie titles
Calvin
out there which I've
always
never
wanted to
experienced. So
fly.
I really wanted to try it. Knock out some of these indie titles.
Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
There he goes.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
There you go. Loop-de-loop-de-loop. I don't know why you have to do that one twice, but
After the
I
funeral,
guess it's the whole idea of
Edie
it.
roped off
Loop-de-loop-de-loop.
Calvin's half of the room.
Okay. I'm just going to check, make sure that is absolutely everything there is to do. Yes, indeedly do. That is absolutely everything left to do with this game.
Mom said Grandpa
All the
Sam enlisted
trophies.
at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
And there's no real need for me to go through it again. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this little series. I don't know what I'm going to start in March. I haven't decided yet. I've got a list of so many. Maybe I'll just chuck a dart and see where it hits. And we'll go from there. I kind of want to start Limbo. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Limbo. But I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'll have to have a look. But catch you later. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next series. See ya. Bye.